Many people are confused about sugars, about artificial sugars. So where do we find them? There's diet sodas, there's reduced sugar labels, there's those little pink packages of artificial sweeteners that are actually killing people's health. These manipulative, quote unquote, food products seem to be everywhere. You go to a restaurant, you go to the supermarket, and there they are. So today we're going to reveal some of the most common artificial sweeteners and their harmful effects, because really we do not want to ruin our health. Did you know that sugar can be addictive? Just as addictive as cocaine. Yes, that's right. So there's a challenge. To get off of that sugar habit that is actually harming our health. So listen, sugar is literally designed to activate your brain's pleasure and the reward system, releasing opiates and dopamine. Both of these can have a euphoric bliss, right, in our brain. So let's take a look at what happened with sugar. Why do we have so much sugar-free sodas and so many sugar-free pastries? Well, there used to be the fat-free craze in the 60s. We were babies way back. Like, we don't even remember that because we were babies, where Americans wanted to avoid fat. Right. And there was like this, it was in fashion. I don't want to get fat. I want a leaner body. So let's just avoid fat. But when people started realizing that it was detrimental to their health, so then they went to 0-calorie artificial sugars. That's when that was born. And the big food and big chemical industry just took advantage of millions and millions of people. They put the artificial sugars and things like processed breakfast cereals and diet sodas, sugar-free candy. They hid them in the shelves. Our children are eating them. There are some weight loss organizations that have low-calorie diet plans that have artificial sugars. Does all this sound familiar to you? Well, I'm going to tell you that our food in the supermarket have been pumped. Well, they have been pumped up, and they're full of artificial sweeteners, preservatives, genetically modified foods. The list goes on and on and on. So I'm Dr. Chadwick. This is my husband, Dr. Chadwick, and we are the nutrition physicians. So Dr. Chadwick, can you explain and give us a list of artificial sweeteners and how they harm our bodies?
Yes. And before I do that, though, I want to just talk about sugar a little bit more. The fact that the reason that sugar is so bad for us is not the sugar itself, it's the processing of the sugar. So when you process sugar from sugarcane, you get the white carbohydrate at the end. That goes through about 9 or 10 different processes, which bleach. It gets bleached and degums, deodorized. And the final product is very, very sweet for the body and not natural. So sugar in itself is not good in a refined form. I'm talking about the little regular white sugar that you would purchase. But then they came out with the artificial sweeteners like you're talking about, and those are even worse. We thought they'd be better, but they're worse. Why are they worse? A couple different reasons. Number one, they are sweeter than sugar. So just because it doesn't contain any sugar in the artificial sweeteners, the sweetness of it makes your body secrete more insulin. And when we make more insulin, it makes us more inflammatory, or we have more inflammation when we get too much insulin. And then what happens is, as the cell gets inflamed, it can't absorb the regular sugar. So let me say it like this. Most artificial sweeteners actually damage your cell membranes. Things like acesulfame potassium or acesulfame K, aspartame. We know things like the pink packet, the saccharin. There's the yellow packet, the pink packet, the blue packet, right? And those are all artificial sweeteners, which are detrimental to your body. Again, number one, because they elicit more insulin, and insulin makes you fatter. Right. So it's interesting, right? How you would think that the insulin would make you, that the artificial sweeteners, because there's no sweetener in them, there's no sugar per se, there's no calories, but it still makes you fatter. The other reason that we don't like to use or recommend artificial sweeteners, like we're mentioning today, is because they damage the cell membranes and they are linked to cancer. When saccharin or sweet and low first came out, it was banned. It was banned because they found that it caused cancer.
That's right.
But because of the outcry and the desire for having sweet foods without the sugar, they've let it come into the marketplace anyway.
Wow.
So those are the aspartame, the NutraSweet. They have all their own issues with them, but especially again to make you fatter, and they can cause cancer. Another thing with the blue one is the NutraSweet is that it contains they're amino acids that mess up your brain chemicals. That's why you're saying too, there's a lot of more cravings for them, and there's a lot more depression and anxiety when you take those kind of sweeteners.
That's really good information. He's so smart. So then where do we find these artificial sugars? They're hidden in our food. For example, chewing gum, sugar-free chewing gum, nicotine gums, natural fiber laxative pills that so many people are taking because they're constipated, not enough fiber in their body. The no-calorie light beverages and light sodas and zero-calorie sodas are detrimental to your health. Sports drinks. Moms, stop giving your children sports drinks with zero sugar in them. They contain the artificial sugars. For example, another example are the meal replacement shakes. Some meal replacement shakes have artificial sugars, some salad dressings, ketchup, let's see, prepared or frozen meals, some yogurts, coffee creamers, and the list goes on and on and on. And like my husband was mentioning before, what does it lead to? What can it do to our health? Well, it leads to depression, anxiety, mood swings, weight gain. Ladies, we think that we're eating zero sugar and we're going to lose weight. It's detrimental to our health. Sugar in a high amount will actually depress the immune system for approximately 6 hours, you would say. So it causes weight gain. My husband mentioned cancer. Let's see, headaches and migraines after drinking an artificial sugar. Some people get headaches and migraines. It's because of the artificial sugar. Cardiovascular disease is huge. Let's talk about pregnant women. It is such a high risk for pregnant women to consume artificial sugars. Please don't do it during your pregnancy, during lactation. You're at a higher risk for obesity and metabolic syndrome disorders. There's a risk of diabetes, especially in children. Parents, take your children off of sweeteners, off of artificial sweeteners. Let's see what else. There's the probabilities are high for a stroke, for memory loss, dementia. There's so many things. There's a risk for IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, even Crohn's disease. The list goes on, and it can even damage your liver. So we want to stay and eat the safe and natural sugars. That's what we want to stick to. There's stevia, right? What other, there's monk fruit. Right? Do you like monk fruit? There's date sugar, which is what we use. That we eat dried fruits to get the sugar. Just fresh fruits. We eat fresh fruits every morning with water. So that concludes our segment for today. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Press the like button. Follow us. We are the Nutrition Physicians. I'm Dr. Wanda Chadwick and my husband,
Dr. Aaron Chadwick.
Until next time, have a great day and God bless.
God bless you guys.